The 2018 Honda Jazz is an amazing car. It's the most practical and spacious vehicle in its class, and as a first car or even as a second family car it makes an awful lot of sense. Just not in the pricey VTIL variant. For $22,990 plus on roads, roughly $26,000 drive away depending on your state, the top spec Honda Jazz VTIL is the same price as base model entries from the class above. In fact, it's $2,990 more than, say, a Kia Cerato with auto that is not only bigger, but also comes with a 7-year warranty. What makes sense for those interested in a Jazz is the entry and mid-spec, which are priced at $16,990 and $19,990, plus on roads, with auto respectively. Nonetheless, the VTIL offers a resemblance of luxury to justify its position, including leather-appointed seats, LED headlights with daytime running lights, climate control, 6-speaker audio, heated front seats and parking sensors, which really should be standard across the whole range. A full breakdown of the Honda Jazz features can be found here. As with the rest of the Jazz range, the VTIL is powered by a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder petrol engine that delivers a reasonable 88 kilowatts of power and 145 Nm of torque. It's mated to a continuously variable transmission, which means it has no traditional gears. Honda says it will use 5.9 L/100 km on a combined city and highway cycle, and during our test it hovered in the low 6s. It's a surprisingly agile and nimble powertrain combination, so it never really feels underpowered. It doesn't feel awfully quick either, though. For a city commuter, it will feel right at home and merge into traffic and on the highway with ease. It may struggle, however, on long country drives to make those overtaking maneuvers past slow vehicles. Our Phoenix orange-colored Jazz had some unusual quirks about it, the first of which was a rattling air conditioning vent on the driver's side. Secondly, the new 7.0-inch infotainment system, which doesn't support Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, was also in inverted colors with strange lines running through it. We initially thought this was a configuration issue, but given there were no settings, apart from brightness and contrast, to fix it, it appeared to be something else. We conducted a full factory reset on the unit so it would revert to its original condition, but even post the reset, the lines were still visible and reading the display was a challenge due to the high level of glare. That aside, the infotainment unit itself combined with the futuristic buttons is a nice touch, and the piano black finish helps lift the cabin ambience. It offers a single USB port that trickle charges your smartphone, low amps, which is not ideal for today's power-hungry phones. It would also be preferable if the USB port was in the center storage compartment, rather than having cords dangling from the head unit itself. The 6-speaker audio system is pretty reasonable, and unless you absolutely love your bass-heavy music, it's more than good enough to leave as stock. However, the Jazz, in general, presents a rather noisy cabin when on the move, so you'll be making good use of the stereo to drown it out. The best part of the Jazz has always been its interior packaging, and the current model is no different. There is just so much room front and rear. We found ample head and leg room in all 4 seats of the vehicle. Sure, there is a 5th seat, but you wouldn't be buying a Jazz if regular use of that seat was a requirement. If IKEA had a fleet car, it would be the Honda Jazz. The rear seats fold up in a way so easily that putting large and bulky items in the boot is almost pleasurable because of how easily they fit. It's basically capable of transforming into a small van, and the magic seats are by far the best feature of the tie-built light car. There is also a ton of practical storage, for bottles, smartphones, and whatever else you can think of. It's not the sort of car that struggles in that regard, even offering size-adjustable bottle holders in the front. Unfortunately, though, the rest of the cabin even in this high-spec leather-clad variant feels a little underwhelming. The leather itself feels very coarse and harsh. You would do yourself a favor and just stick with the cloth seats of the base or mid-spec. There is also not one single piece of soft plastic in the entire cabin that we could find. From the dash to the doors, and even where your elbows could rest on either side of the driver's seat, right door and top of the center storage compartment, are all covered in hard and rather uncomfortable feeling plastic.